It must have been the end of 2007 and early last year. And we camped out on the Tanami Desert, which is like one of the last places to really be discovered and explored in Australia. Like there's no artificial lights out there at all, like whatsoever.
Whoa.
And we camped out on the desert, and the only thing that was around us was like dingoes and camels. Like you'd hear them moving through the night.
Camels?
Yeah. But we sat there at camp. I just had my truck, my ute, you know, with the camper on the back, like real lightweight setup. And we sat there, no lights on the camper or anything. So you're sitting in the pitch black, moonless night. And the meteors, dude, like I reckon we counted 40, 50 meteors over like half hour, an hour. Just
yeah, they're always
the naked
flying
eye,
in.
seeing them perfect, dude. Sitting there with the family, and I'm like, this is the best. Like it was so amazing just to sit there, especially with the kids and Kim as well.
It's a little unnerving when you find out how many times they enter the atmosphere.
Oh,
though.
yeah. There's a,
Like,
I think
how many of them are out there?
Yeah, Jamie could probably look this up, but I think 100 tons of meteor hits the earth every single day. 100 tons, dude. But most of it enters in dust form because it breaks up.
God.
But so last year, I was up at my cabin just chilling out by myself. Woke up in the morning, needed to do a piss, walked out, and I'm looking up, and this meteor come through, and it was so bright that it actually lit up the ground, dude. Like the most incredible meteor that I've seen. I had a time-lapse photo going in the opposite direction. I quickly turned it around, and you see the meteor's dust for like, it lasts for 25 minutes, half an hour in the camera, and it's just drifting, changing shape in the atmosphere. It was insane.
Wow.
So it's just like every now and then there's like a real good one. So then I started looking it up, and I seen one that wrecked a whole village, like in Germany or something like that. This asteroid comes through, wrecking shit that it didn't even touch, but it comes so close to it, it blows the walls and the windows out and everything. And I'm like, this is fucking scary. We live on a little speck that's like turning in one of many galaxies, you know.
My friend Randall Carlson put it best. He said, we live in the middle of a shooting gallery.
Isn't it insane?
It's just the time, the perspective of, you know, hundreds of millions of years. It doesn't register to us because we're only around for 100 years.
Yeah.
So when we look up and we see the moon, I mean, the moon looks like a fucking stop sign in the most jankiest redneck town. You know, when people shoot at signs, that's the moon looks like. It's just fucking shot up with holes. It's just getting nailed all the time, especially with no atmosphere. All those things make it all the way through. Nothing gets slowed down by the air or burns up in the atmosphere.
Isn't that crazy?
Everything just slams into it. Boom, boom, boom. Imagine being up there. It must be all day long. It must be slamming things into it.
It was only, I think it was like 10,000 years ago, there was like a big bang, like a big meteor hit the earth. And I started looking into that, and then I started really looking into Aborigines in Australia, Indigenous, how long they've been around for and stuff like that. And there's now evidence to say that they've been around for 70,000 years. They lived through like 3 of those big meteors hitting the earth, you know, like it's crazy to think about. Like I wish we had video cameras back then, you know, and they could have recorded it and we could look at it now. Like imagine that.
Well, Randall Carlson, the guy that I talked about earlier, he is a proponent of this theory that this is what ended the Ice Age. And he's got some pretty compelling evidence to back it up in terms of like massive fields filled with dead woolly mammoths that died almost instantly. Some of them with their legs broken from the force of the impact.
Unreal.
Yeah, he's, you know, it's really interesting because he's a guy who I don't think he has a degree in this stuff, but he's so well read in it that he has these debates and conversations with people that do have these degrees in it, and he can tell them things about it. And it's hard in those fields to be taken seriously if you don't have a PhD in whatever discipline it is. But man, his work on these things is so compelling, and the podcasts that I've did with him are just mind blowing. But in terms of like the evidence that points to some event that ended the Ice Age very rapidly and caused the disintegration of the ice that was over North America. You know, North America had something like a mile high plus sheet of ice over most of it just 10,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago.
I think I was driving through Wyoming, and they've got all these signs up in Wyoming that are really interesting, and there's a rock formation. It will tell you how old that rock formation is, how it formed, you know, because like, you know, rock usually embeds in layers like this. It's formed in layers like this, and then you'll see a rock like that. You know, sideways. All the lines are like this. There's some of them there that are like hundreds of million years old. You know, and there's a sign there showing it, and it's incredible to think how much the Earth's changed. And you just said it, we're around for 100 years at a time max.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like we're a drop in the freaking ocean. Like even the whole human race is a drop in the ocean compared to like how old the Earth is. And it's just crazy to think of it's hard to comprehend that there was that much ice over here because there's none now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's been that long, you know, and it's mind-boggling to think of.
Well, they find shells in Montana.
I found some on top of friggin' some big mesa out in the desert, dude. Like there's no water for miles, and there's shells there. There was like starfish fossilized in the rocks, and it's all like coral bed, you know. And that was like the bottom of the ocean. That was a reef bed. Yeah,
it's the Great Western Inland Sea. Yeah, they had sharks out there. I think they had megalodons in Montana.
Shit.
They find dinosaurs there all the time. One of Dudley's friends. Well, Dudley knows a guy who has a ranch out there in Montana, and he found a bone in his ranch, just maybe something protruding from the ground, and he wanted someone to get a look at it. So he got a hold of some, I guess, what would you have, paleontologists? Like,
yeah.
They went and they said, "You got a fucking T-Rex here, bro."
Holy shit!
You have a T-Rex on your property.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think they gave him $1 million for it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like a fully intact or close to intact T-Rex.
Far out.
Yeah, they apparently Montana, T-Rex, Colorado. What do you got there?
A megalodon was found supposedly in Texas.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
That's
man.
A fucking great white shark.
Boy, that's a stupid movie. The Meg.
The Meg, yeah. I won't watch that shit.
I watched it the other day.
Yeah, I could tell.
I was like, what am I sitting through here? It's so stupid. There wasn't just one. There was a bunch of them. Spoiler alert.
Can you find out how much media?
Yeah, I was struggling to find that, and then I think I found what you found. So it says here's from NASA's website. There's 100 tons of dust and sand-sized particles
every day.
Hit Earth every day, but
every day.
It doesn't. It seems like it would put the balance of the Earth off. You know, like it's. Do you know what I mean? Like, are we sending shit back out into space? Are we sending 100 tons of shit back out into space every day to offload this?
Look at this. Every 2,000 years or so, a meteoroid the size of a football field hits Earth and causes significant damage to the area.
That's some scary shit.
Once every few million
years, that could be in the next
years,
10 minutes.
An object large enough to threaten Earth's civilization comes along. Not just that. Bigger than that. Impact craters on Earth, the Moon, and other planetary bodies are evidence of these occurrences. Yeah, they don't even know. You know, that's the most spooky thing. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson said that we are decades away from being able to do anything about one of those things coming our way. And I said,
that's
so all these
scary.
people that think that like they could stop it when it's happening, he's like, not happening. He goes, there's nothing you could do.
What about Armageddon, bro?
The movie?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, we got to send Bruce Willis up there. He'll figure it out.
He'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people have like a real distorted idea of the technological capabilities in terms of like, first of all, NASA's so under budgeted. They barely have enough money to put, satellites in orbit. They don't have enough money to stop asteroids from coming in. I mean, the amount of money you would need is so fucking massive. Yeah. It would take a cooperative joint effort of every major country in the world.
Yeah, and such a force of nature. And, a force of nature usually can't be fucked with, like it's scary.
Well, all they can do, all they think they could do, and not even now, but in the future, is move it off target slightly.
Yeah.
Just somehow or another give it a bump. Send it into Mars or something.
At a certain distance, and it completely misses, yeah. Cracks a moon instead. Darkness. No, it's light for forever.
Yeah, it's scary. Space is scary. And you don't really see space unless you're out there with no light pollution. I don't think people that don't camp or that don't go out, you look up at night, like last night, well, not last night, but a couple nights ago when it wasn't raining, it was a clear night, and I saw quite a few stars because there was no moon. I was like, wow, this is so pretty. But it ain't shit.
But you're not seeing the volume of it, yeah.
Those photos that you have?
Yeah. out at my farm, you can just sit there with the naked eye and you can look right into those. There's so many stars that it looks like a dark spot of the Milky Way because you can see so much of it. You know, you see color in it and everything. It's an amazing spot.
Yeah, the color is weird, right? What is the color? What is that?
I don't know. I looked at some photos the other day, not my own photos, someone else's photos, and they were showing the raw images. And the colour that was coming out of these raw images, they look like absolute pillars, like painted pillars, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if it's a depth in it, if it's...
Something like that. Jamie, go to Adam's, the First Man Instagram again. Like like the ones of...
look at that one from BC. Go down one strip. That one there, that's with the Northern Lights in it.
Wow.
But yeah, that's so no light pollution out there, obviously.
Oh, you saw the Northern Lights in BC? I didn't know you could see them in BC.
Yeah.
I thought you had to be in like Iceland or some shit.
No, that was cool. I've seen them when I was in Northwest Territories. They were lighting up the ground, like, and right in front of your eyes. They were just like dancing constantly right in front of your eyes. That was awesome.
In the Northwest Territories of Australia?
No, in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Northern Territories of Australia, right? That's what they call it?
Yeah,
Northwest is, okay. So where is it at the best, though? Is it the best place to see it in, like, Iceland or some shit, or Norway?
I don't know. I've seen it. So I've seen it in Northwest Territories. I've seen it in BC. We didn't see it in Alberta when we were there. No. But I think we had shitty weather while we were there, too.
It's got to be a crazy thing to see, though, huh? It's like green smoke in the sky.
Yeah. If you go down a couple more, Jamie, please.
Silence.
There's the farm go up one. Yeah, hit that one in the middle there.
Wow, look at the color in that one.
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. And is that, what kind of, you have to do something with the aperture?
Well, for starters, it's open for longer.
Right.
So it's gathering in more light. You know, like the human eye, you have to actually lay there in the dark for a fair while and just like stare into that sort of, to get a good look at it.
How long is it open to get that image?
That's like 13 or 15 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You can leave it open for 30 seconds or you can put it on like an actual jammed open for a long time, but it's way too much light for what the farm has. And you can start getting a lot of distortion as well.
That's such a cool picture with the cabin as well, with the light coming out of the cabin.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that there could be infinite Earths out there?
Yeah, that's what's crazy is that each one of those is a sun.
Yeah.
And most of them are bigger. I mean, apparently our sun is a little bitch-ass sun.
Little bitch-ass sun. Thank God for that, otherwise it'll be fried.
Well, we just have to be further away.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. But the big ones don't last that long, apparently. Our sun's a good one. It's like a Toyota Tercel.